Welcome to Let's Talk Money. I'm Rebecca Powers here with Mark Provenzano, founder and CEO of Hedged Private Wealth Management. And I'm so happy to see you. And I want to first tell our viewers how it is truly a family affair. They're on the seventh floor at the Galleria right there off I-10 in Metairie. Easy to find, easy to park, obviously, rain or shine. Let's talk just briefly about your family, because for our first-time viewers, I want them to get to know you.
Sure.
And you went to school in the West Bank, born and raised here. Your wife, Carrie, also a brilliant woman. Let's talk about her and your firm.
Well, thank you, Rebecca. Pleasure to be here with you as well.
Thank you.
Our firm, Hedge Private Wealth, we like to say it's a smaller boutique firm.
Yes.
Why is that? Because we have time to really get to know our clients. And we want the same as well. We want them to know us as well. My wife, she's a registered investment advisor as well.
Awesome.
So she works in the business every day with me. And sooner or later, we'll get my daughter to come over. But she's working with one of the top local CPA firms now. She's got her degree in accounting, a master's in accounting, I may add. And
That's amazing.
Yes.
So she got it from both of you.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, that right brain, the very analytical. And, and Mia, right? She's only 24.
24.
So tell me again about her degrees. What is she
Yes.
already?
She graduated from Tulane
Yes.
with a master's. That's her 5-year in accounting is her master's, and finance is
Wow.
a secondary. And she's done past 2 parts of her CPA. She's working on her 3rd.
Wow.
So
I've heard
she's-
that's as hard as the bar or the MCATs.
Yeah,
Or
she's knocking it out. Yeah, she's knocking it out.
That's incredible.
A lot of hard work. A lot of hard work.
Yeah,
Yes.
and she's
yes.
so young that we know it's all about trust. So even in 30, 40 years when he and Carrie aren't on this earth
Yes.
anymore, or 50, 60
Right,
years,
right.
Mia will be here continuing on, because it's so
Yes.
important to know that someone that you trust and you're invested with in your money will always be there,
Yes.
right?
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Yeah, that's really neat. Your true legacy is her. So
Yes.
last week we were talking about duplication of services, and we got a lot of emails and calls about this. Let's delve really into what duplication of services are. People may think they're diverse because we hear you should be diversified. What does it really mean? And what have you found that people are not as diverse as they think?
Right, Rebecca. And what we find is majority of our clients that come to us, okay, they think they have one thing. They think it's acting and behaving one way, and it's entirely not. And I say that only because I like to say, how correlated, I ask, how correlated is your portfolio, or how much of the same stuff are you holding,
Like
right?
duplication of
Yeah,
services.
yeah, like you said, duplication of services.
Yeah.
Do you own Ford stock and GM? Well, if 80% of your portfolio is in Ford and GM, that's really not diversified.
Because the
Same
same thing,
industry.
like if gas prices go up,
Yeah.
it would have the same effect on the same industry.
You're in the same industry.
That makes perfect sense.
Same thing, it goes down to mutual funds. It's the same thing. They think they have 10, different mutual funds. Well, the mutual funds are highly correlated, which means each mutual fund holds pretty much basically the same thing the other 9 hold. So you're not diversified. So that's one of the things we demystify and work on in our process at Hedge
Yeah.
Private Wealth, okay, when we create the investor profile.
And a lot of it's education. Of course, you do the profiles to begin with to look
Yes.
at, kind of assess, kind of like a doctor going in and looking at everything, what
Exactly
situation
correct.
you're in, and tweak where you need to. You mentioned, did you say, what was it? Not annuities, mutual funds. Okay,
Mutual funds.
educate me, please. Educate us at home. What are there different types of mutual funds? Are they all the same?
Well, they are different types, and mutual funds is nothing more, Rebecca, than a basket of stocks.
Of stocks. Okay.
Just a basket of them.
Okay.
Okay. Now, some mutual funds hold more heavily weighted industries than others, but that's why you want to choose different mutual funds if we go that route using mutual funds. At our firm, we try not to incorporate mutual funds for the reason of fees.
Gotcha.
It really starts to add up for the client. We can use ETFs. That's an exchange traded fund, almost just like a mutual fund, but the expense ratio is tremendously less.
Okay.
Tremendously, and we can get the same result.
And so for someone who wants to retire, thinking about it, maybe 5 years out,
Mm-hmm.
and they need to lower that risk. So once you do that risk assessment,
Yes.
then you help them lower the risk.
Yes.
and then you give them that road map, that plan to get
Hmm.
to if they live to be 100 years old, right? You could see what your income flow would be.
Yes, and we're at our firm, we're all about longevity,
Yeah.
the longevity of your plan.
So your money doesn't run out.
Yes, because all of us don't know when that time will come, right?
Right.
So we have to plan for the indefinite, and that's what we like to do, and that's called the longevity risk side of our planning.
And so in the old days, it would just be an accountant or a financial planner. But nowadays, thanks to technology, we have all kinds of
Yes,
tools
we do.
that you use to really expertly figure out their exact situation. Let's talk about those tools.
Yes, yes. Well, of course, the best and the biggest is, as you know, anyone in the game is Bloomberg. Okay,
Okay.
Bloomberg Terminal.
Hmm.
Incredible amount of wealth information comes out of that. We have Morningstar, we have FactSet, we have all sorts of different programs that we use and we go to, okay, to do what's right for you.
So you put in my exact information to the T, every single cent, where it is, what I've done in the past, and then you put it all, doo, 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 doo,
Yes.
and then poof.
Well, yeah, we would like it to work like that, Rebecca. But once it comes out, then that's really where everything starts.
Then your team.
Analyzing, yes, the
Gotcha.
analyzing of what actually do you have, how much of it should you have, what should you be doing at this stage of your life, what does this stage of your life look like? Because remember, everyone's unique
Yeah, absolutely.
and different.
And I know I've mentioned the big boxes before, but
Yes,
that's the difference between born and raised here, local family,
yes,
to the big, oh, I got a statement. It says I have 2 million. I don't, you know,
Right.
it must be scary just to have one statement and think that's all you've got. And what are the stocks? And the volatility, obviously, as we know.
yes. Volatility has been off the charts, as we say. It's been on TV. If you watch CNBC, you'll hear Mohammed El-Erian talk about this. And volatility is what we say is the new normal, right?
Yeah.
So that can weigh very heavily inside of a retiree's portfolio.
But it doesn't have to, right?
I thank you for saying that. That is correct. It
Because that's
doesn't
what
have
you're all
to.
about is the peace of mind.
That's
You don't
correct.
have to be risky
That's correct.
or
And
scared.
correct, correct. And that's why we ask, our clients, viewers, please give us a call. Come in, sit down with us. You're going to get an honest fiduciary opinion. First and foremost, 100% of the time, you will get that fiduciary opinion.
That's awesome. And there's the phone number, 888-339-2048. No obligation, no pressure at all. Come meet the amazing team at Hedged Private Wealth, and we'll be right back. More as we talk about money.
As a good saver, you've been putting away money during your working years. Studies find that the biggest fear of retirees is running out of money. Market volatility isn't just the downward movement of stock prices, it's the size and frequency of change. The more dramatic the ups and downs, the higher the volatility. This can put savers who are newly retired or a few years away from being retired at greater risk. Today's generation of retirees is not receiving traditional pensions as our parents or grandparents did. Instead, we have retirement accounts such as 401ks or 403bs. These accounts typically expose your money to market risk. The last thing you want right before retirement is to lose a portion of the money you need for income. But how do you turn these accounts into a retirement income? Is it safe to keep all your retirement money sitting in the stock market? The last thing you want is to lose a portion of the money you need for income due to market loss. By working with a financial professional, you can learn how to turn a portion of your savings into an income stream for life and income for the life of your spouse if you're married. We all have moments in our lives when we wish we had taken action sooner. Don't let procrastination reign on your retirement parade. Act now before it's too late. Please call our office to set up your no-cost, no-obligation retirement income review today.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Money. I'm Rebecca Powers here with Mark Provenzano of Hedged Private Wealth. It is truly a family affair, and I can't wait to meet your daughter, Mia. I know I've met your beautiful wife, Carrie. You're all fiduciaries. Well, Mia will be one day.
Right.
But I want to talk about you. A lot of
Yes.
people say, how did he get started? He looks so young. When did you get started, and how did you get started in the world of finance, Mark?
Thank you, Rebecca. Great to be here with you today. I like to think, Rebecca, that the business really found me.
Really?
I didn't find the business. And this is why I think like this. I had a little couple from Old Metairie. I started out delivering trust, okay? And became very good friends with them. Went out on a Saturday appointment. The gentleman acknowledged that and said, you know, I thank you so much for coming out. He was really old, very older,
Yeah.
and he had a lot of health problems. So met with him. He asked me to come back the following Saturday, so I did that. Okay. He actually said, Mark, I was looking at a lot of different companies to establish my trust, and I'm going to go with you.
Wow.
The trust documents, right? So, okay, fine. So we did all the trust. He was worth a considerable amount of money.
And you were probably surprised. You're like, whoa, I was
Yes.
just being nice, but he's worth a lot of money.
Yes, yes. So our relationship developed from there.
Yeah.
The wife would always call me. Of course, I've had the same phone number now for literally 30 years.
Really?
Yes,
Love
ma'am.
it.
So we became really good friends, and I get a frantic phone call one day to come see her husband in the hospital. So I went and saw him, spent a fair amount of time with him. I get another phone call shortly after that. Mark, he really wants to see you. He wants to see you. And at this time, his disease that he had was affecting his speech, so he could barely talk. But he got the words out with his wife there, their daughter, and the son-in-law, that he just wanted to thank me for how much that I helped out his family. Yes.
That's incredible.
Yeah, and you know, that was his, it was when shortly after that, you know, he left us. But, you know, that's what we're about. And that's why I say the business kind of found me.
Yeah.
Because when I actually sat back at such a young age, over 20 years ago, and found out what I actually did for these people
What
and
you meant to them.
the service that I provided to them at this age of their life, and they did not know where to go.
That's such a good point, because you're at the worst, most difficult, tragic day of your life. You know, your husband just passes away. And so many people not only don't even know where to turn, how do I find this? Where's this insurance form? Where's this? Where's that?
Yes.
And even worse, sometimes if the children aren't informed, you have inner fighting. And that happened, unfortunately, in my mom's family many,
Sure.
many years ago.
Sure.
So having a trust and a legacy and someone you can trust
Yes.
is really key to this gentleman's peace of mind. He thanked you, and he passed away knowing that his family was taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really the goal.
That's correct. And, you know, each one of the visits at his home on a Saturday, I spent half a day with him, 4 hours on each visit on a Saturday.
Wow.
Yes, getting it all in place. Yes.
And really getting to know them.
Right. And we did hand that off. I was just the initial,
Sure.
gather all the documents, you know, put everything down on paper, and then we, of course, hand it off to the trust attorneys.
But that made you realize, wow, I really can make a difference.
Yes.
Because you're obviously a economic math mind.
Of course.
So you're not going to go cure cancer, but
Right,
you are
right.
going to be able to make this your livelihood.
Yes.
And did you and your wife meet in accounting school, or how did you get into
No,
the same
actually,
business?
actually, we met at the bank. We both worked at the bank through
How
college.
cute.
And that's where we met, at the
You
bank.
met at the bank.
Yes,
You can take it
yes.
to the bank.
There you go. There you go. That's correct.
So navigating high interest rate markets. Let's talk about the not so fun things now.
Yes.
Navigating high interest rate markets. How do you do that? What's the key? What do you do for your clients?
Well, we have to face it, right?
Yeah.
We have to face it. It really doesn't matter who's causing it or what's causing it, who we think's causing it, whether it was the
right.
prior administration or previous. It really doesn't matter. All we know is that we're at greater than 8.5% inflation
Wow.
at this time. And you know, Rebecca, 2 to 3%, the Feds, they're okay with 2 to 3% inflation a year. They can maneuver on that. But when you start getting to this, and gasoline is $5 a gallon, I mean, this is hurting a lot of people, as we know.
Everything,
So, you know, navigating it, that's why we ask our clients and viewers to come in and talk to us about this. We'll show them what we're doing, because once you have increases in interest rates like we're having, as you know, the stock market tends to what?
Rally.
Go down, excuse me.
Oh,
Go
goodness.
down.
See?
Go down.
See?
Yes, go down.
I do what I do best. You do what you do best.
Yes. So
I thought when interest rates rose a little, it was better for the economy. It's worse for us.
maybe 2 to 3, but not 8.
Gotcha,
Right?
gotcha.
So
Okay.
yeah, so So, you know,
Gotcha.
and if you think about it, the economics, and this is why the FOMC, the Federal Open Market Committee, you know, the overnight lending, that's why all of that is adjusted from banks to banks, whether it's increased, decreased, they try to control that.
I was wondering how that happened.
Yeah,
They send out a
so,
memo to all the banks, okay, interest rates are going up.
yeah, so
And that's going to hurt the housing market. So
it,
anyone with real estate,
absolutely, it's all connected. And, you know, one of the things we try to get them in, talk to them, let them
yeah,
know what's going on. We show them the reports that we generate for them to help to try to bring this to light. Of what can we do? Well, if we have a feeling that the interest rates are going to continue to increase, maybe we take a little bit off the table
gotcha.
in the market, right?
So you just tweak
Because
as it's needed.
because the interest rates going up, you know that makes the cost of doing business for everyone more expensive. So if this cost of business is more expensive, what happens to the quarterly earnings of our S&P 500, our publicly traded companies? Those
Gotcha.
earnings are revised, which means what? Lower expectations, which means what? A lower stock price. Then you have this going across the board. It's a ripple effect.
Interesting. So tools with any job that you
Hmm.
do, if you're
Hmm.
working in your car or working on your patio or building a deck, you need the right tools.
Yes.
So let's talk about tools. You, the experts, obviously
Hmm.
know which tools to use for which
Hmm.
situation.
Hmm.
What are some of the tools? I don't know, is it moving things from your 401k to your Roth? Is it, I mean, give me some examples of the tools you use.
Well, yes, as far as like say with taxes concerned,
Mm-hmm.
we're in a very low tax rate environment. However, we feel and we can listen from television, the CNBC and Bloomberg, everyone knows taxes are going to increase. So, what does that mean to us? What does that mean to the viewers sitting out there in the audience, right?
Mm-hmm.
If we can, and this is why we ask you to come in, we'll look at your portfolio, we'll look at your cash flow. If we can start converting, and everyone is different, this is, you can't make just a blanket
Sure.
statement. If we can start converting some of those tax deferred accounts,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we roll them over into a Roth. Why? Because the Roth can grow with no taxes imposed. The distribution side comes out with no taxes imposed, whereas the 401ks, the tax deferred portfolios,
Right.
you got to pay taxes on them at some time. And if we wait in the future, we don't know what that tax rate's going to look like. We think we know it's going to increase.
All right. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with more in just a moment. But let's give our viewers at home, our friends at home, the phone number to come and meet you, Mark.
Yes, call 888-339-2048. Give us a call. Let us look at your personal, unique situation. And if you're close to, say, 3 to 5 years from retirement, you need to give us a call. If you've acquired 250,000 plus of investable assets, you should give us a call. 888-339-2048.
And we will be right back on how you can retire right. Stay with us.
How confident are you in your current financial plan? Do you know with certainty how the recent market volatility will affect your future hopes and dreams? How much are you paying in taxes? And how much are you losing to unnecessary high fees? You didn't work to save this money so that you could spend your time worried in retirement. Now is the time to take charge of your finances so you can feel confident about your future. Call in during the next 30 minutes of today's show only to set up an absolutely complimentary, no obligation, full-blown financial review that will result in your own customized written plan that we're giving away complimentary to the first 10 people who respond. We'll start with a full-blown analysis of what you already have. By running a report to untangle how much you are currently paying in fees, how you're allocated for risk, and what it's costing to work with your current advisor. Next, we'll identify your goals. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you want to go, and who do you hope to go there with? Is your current financial plan set up to get you there without mishap? Let's design a roadmap to create a financial plan you can follow with confidence. Get the piece that so many people are missing from their retirement. Find out how having a written plan can make a difference to your retirement dreams. Call now to schedule your complimentary, no obligation loan financial review today.
Welcome back to Let's Talk Money. I'm Rebecca Powers. So happy to be with you. I'm here with the CEO and founder of Hedged Private Wealth, Mark Provenzano. I always learn so much from you, Mark. Thank you.
You're welcome.
No question is too small. I know that you help retirees tremendously, but let's talk now about a different segment of our population in New Orleans and the North Shore, South Shore. The young people, let's just pretend we have a 35-year-old that has $20 million. That is also someone that you have clients like this,
Yes.
also someone that you have expertise in helping them. Do you go risky? Do you diversify? I'm just curious. I've never had that kind of money, so I'm curious. What do you do for them?
No, very good question. And yes, at Hedge Private Wealth, we're very knowledgeable through all phases of life, whether it's accumulation phase or whether we start the distribution phase into retirement. You know, Rebecca, it really depends on us getting to know the client, our client in front of us. Because someone could have $20 million, but they may not be in the market. They may be very young, but they may not be in the market to want to grow it aggressively. So we
They
can do
might
that.
want to stay safe. They might
can
say,
do
no,
that.
I'm good with this. I just don't want to lose it.
That's right. We then switch over to more of an income approach.
Okay.
we have
Explain the difference.
Well, income, if you have an income approach, usually you're not at a lot of risk. There's more guarantees, right? Because you're looking for the income monthly or however, the investor wants to take it annually, quarterly, whatever.
Okay.
So there's different vehicles we can use for that. And once again, it's highly, highly specific to the individual. We could say a T-bill. You want to have something backed by the government? There's no risk involved.
Okay.
Totally.
I've never even heard of a
A
T-bill.
T-bill, absolutely.
You just taught me something. I was
Absolutely.
like, Louisiana or Lipton? What are we talking about?
No, but yes, we do handle all.
Okay.
It doesn't matter.
So you
Doesn't
are
matter.
very good, I hear, at the stock market, but
Thank you. Well-
it's like, it really is like a song, right? You have all these different pieces
Yes.
and parts, but it comes down to what the person, what they can stomach.
Exactly
Right?
correct. It's their risk profile, their risk tolerance. That is
Yeah.
correct. And we're very good at our firm getting that out of someone because we tell them we don't want to make the wrong recommendation. We really are here to do what you want to do. Just
Right.
tell us what it is that you want to do, and we will implement it for you. We'll give you your options, and then you're going to pick your options
Yeah.
with our oversight.
Now, your wife actually said a few minutes ago, and we're going to get her on the air soon, Carrie. You're going to be on here with us in a few weeks. I'm going to make you. 'Cause she's amazing too. Where do you get your advice? So many people will say, well, my neighbor said I shouldn't do annuities, or my dentist said, whatever. My friend, my preacher. Isn't that funny? So
It is,
it's not funny. I shouldn't say that. But
but it's
I've even said that. Well, my brother said I shouldn't buy a Land Rover because they break all the time,
exactly.
But that's not the expert. Do you find a lot of people get advice from people and then realize it was wrong advice?
All the time, Rebecca, all the time. And that's one of the things when someone comes in, we ask them to, let's go through your information, and you will see how we advise and recommend based on facts. And I hate to say it, but mathematics and science.
There you go.
But all of that really, that hardcore mathematics and science is kind of pushed to the background because we want to know what do you want your money to do for you?
Right.
That's the important part. So yes, but a lot of it unfortunately is based on mathematics and science.
Well, that is good. I mean, because then you have the facts, but then you dig deep and find out the dreams and the goals and the plan. Kind of in that first
Absolutely.
meeting is when what are your kids'
Absolutely.
names? Do you have any special needs? Do you have this?
Absolutely, absolutely. We need to know all of that because we want to try to get them to sustain their standard of living as they were working,
Right.
as they are now.
That is so important. You just said it, standard of living, because you don't
Yes.
want to retire and then have to sell your house or eat ramen
Yes.
noodles every day because
It's-
you've worked a long time to
Yes,
afford and deserve what
absolutely.
you've earned.
Very, very good word you used there, deserve. And that's what our clients see from us. That's what we try to do for them, to show them what all their hard work in their working years and what we have to utilize, like you say, our tools. What tools do we have around us right now? And we can only advise on what we have now, which is a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It just depends on what strategy we implement.
And with technology, that's been a tremendous help, I'm
Yes.
sure, with all the computer programs. They probably didn't have that when you were first in accounting school, right?
You're exactly correct. That's
Yeah.
exactly correct. And we have some of the best too. We have the Bloomberg terminals, we have the Morningstars, we have ACT, we have Y charts, we have all of those.
And explain, another person called in and said, what is a fiduciary? And that's, I didn't know what it was till I started working with you. Fiduciary, explain how it is different from a CPA, from a tax attorney, from just a financial planner.
Well, fiduciary, number one, is we are supposed to do what's right for you. We give unbiased advice, right? But it has to be the correct advice because our name and signature is on that. So we do the best thing for you. We're not looking, say, like a broker, which, you know, the brokers very, very much needed. They keep our market buying and selling going. So we need those guys. However, that's not what a fiduciary does. We're not looking to trade your money each and every day just to make a commission off of you. Okay,
That's a broker.
That's correct. The brokers, they make commissions off of every entry and exit,
Okay.
every buy and sell. That's not what a fiduciary does.
Okay.
Fiduciaries like our firm are more percent rated, flat fee rated, okay, on assets under management. So that's the way we like to work it because that keeps everybody honest. Where we
Exactly.
can make the best recommendation that we know of, which is on paper, signed by us, which is derived from our written retirement income plan. That's
So a
one of our,
fiduciary
yes.
has a sworn duty
100%.
by law
Yes.
to the individual.
And how is it different from the CPA? I believe you and I were talking about this off screen.
Yeah,
What is the difference between a CPA
they do your taxes.
and say,
Right.
someone like us, a registered investment advisor, right?
And it's very important, of course. I can't believe we're already out of time, Mark. We will be with everyone again next week, just about 30 seconds. Let's tell our friends at home how to become part of the Hedge Private Wealth family.
Folks, if you would give us a call at 888-339-2048, give us a call. If you're close to retirement, in retirement, near retirement, say 3 to 5 years out, call us. Let us give you the reports complimentary that are important to you. You may not think you need them, but they are very, very useful at this time of your life. So please give us a call, 888-339-2048.
Fantastic. Thanks again, Mark, and we'll see you all again
Thank
next
you.
week.